Hello everybody, welcome back for another video. Hope you all doing well and that you're all having an incredible day. Today's video is going to be on side jobs to help you make extra money. This channel is about making money, finding weird, odd, wacky ways to make money. You are probably once again all aware of exactly what's happening around the world right now. So economically, a lot of people are looking for different ways to make money. I'm here to help give you some sort of ideas as to exactly what you could do. A lot of times people don't, it's not that we don't think of these things, they just simply don't pop to mind. So I'm here to give you some examples of things that you can do on the side to make extra money, whether that is extra money to pay some bills or extra money to simply put into an investment vehicle that you are looking to invest into. The first thing, I have a list and it's gonna get a bit intense, so just bear with me, as it were. The first thing I would recommend is dog walking. No, that sounds ridiculous. It is a huge business and there's a lot of money to be made in it, especially depending on where you are. If you look around for dog walking jobs, you are typically going to see prices ranging anywhere from $15 to $20 equivalent per 20 minutes. You are not required to walk these dogs for an entire hour. You have to take them outside, they do their business, and then you scuttle them back to their owners. Depending on where you are, especially if you look for dog walking jobs in New York City or any other major city, you can sometimes get $25 per dog per 20 minutes. This was the first thing that I wrote down when I was actually going through the list of things to actually have for side jobs. I had a friend years ago who lived in all over the place. He was also a cruise director and a ship person, and he lived in New York for a while and was actually doing dog walking. And I remember I thought it was so ridiculous that he would have these photos every day on Instagram, him walking these 10 dogs. And I'm like, why are you walking 10 dogs? He used to do it during like the morning hours, pick up the same rotation of dogs around nighttime as well. And it was because after him walking those 10 dogs, he was getting $250 and he was doing the same exact thing at night. And I was like, oh, okay, makes a lot of sense. And even just as something, if you think even realistically, there aren't many jobs that give you 15 to 20, 25 per hour per 20 minutes. That comes out to roughly, was that $45, $60, or $75 an hour if you continuously walk those dogs. It's an idea. If you like dogs, if you find yourself okay with, if you have a dog, you're going to walk by yourself, put up something in your building where you can ask other people if you want to do it for them. That's what I was trying to get to. Moving on from the dog walking thing, wedding photographer. This is also a very big one. I knew someone who did this in his side time. He already had a nice camera, like the DSL ABCR, whatever they're called. And he had a couple of friends who were getting married kind of months apart. And he was like, hey, I can do it for you. And they were looking for like professional ones. And this is where it kind of comes in. Because a lot of times people will look for professional ones and then they'll get a bit, I don't want to pay $3,000 to $5,000 for someone to take photos. Can you do it? If you're able to, take nice photos, I'm sure a lot of you have had years of practice on Instagram. You can get anywhere from $800 to $2,000 per day doing this. Check around for the actual job listing. Check around online. You can even Google, how much does a wedding photographer make per day? You'll definitely find it. $800 per day is absolutely incredible. I know a lot of people who get paid, bear with me, around like $1,500 per month working their job, but not an amazing job. But imagine doing 2 days of photography and then you've made more than you would have made the entire month. It's also I like the idea of jobs that you can also kind of like do on weekends that don't really take a lot of time. Like you can legit, if you have the right camera and you have the right memory card, you can take thousands and thousands of photos. You can even probably take a free course somewhere online to figure out how to take actual wedding photos to be able to do things like this, whatever. People are always looking, not that people are always looking for a bargain. If you can show, especially on an Instagram, once again, free advertising, or somewhere else on the internet where you've taken previous photos before, if they're beautiful, have the right amount of light, if you can decorate them, Photoshop them, change them in some sort of way to make them even prettier, it's not a difficult job. I've known a couple of people who've been wedding photographers and they've made pretty okay money. It's not money that's going to make you astronomically rich, because we would definitely have heard that before on the news, all these wedding photographers moving to Bali. But it's something that brings in the money on the weekend. They were all friends who did this kind of like a weekend job. even an extra 800 on the weekend, it's not bad. Another one is being a bookkeeper for businesses. This is also something that's very popular for a lot of people. A lot of people who, and I'll tell you a secret, a lot of people who run businesses can't keep track of all their finances. A lot of people are maybe good with running a business, but as far as keeping everything in order, keeping all the numbers and stuff like that, they're usually not that amazing and or great. All this pretty much entails is them sending you all of their information, all of their receipts, all of their so-and-so, you kind of calculating them all up, adding them all up, maybe getting scanned photos, documents, or whatever of them, and pretty much saving it somewhere to keep track of all their stuff. There's also a job that can be done from home. If you're looking for like a full-time, part-time-ish job that you can do from home, it's a very big thing as well for a lot of people who may have kids, maybe at home, maybe taking care of someone else. You may be looking for a way to make money on the side. You can make around $17 per hour being a bookkeeper for businesses. Of course, you have to have some type of organizational skills. If I'm honest with you, if your own life isn't organized, don't expect to be able to organize something for a business. However, if you like that structure, if you've maybe done this before in the past, if you are really good with your finances and keeping everything in check, it might not be bad at all. The starting for this is around $17. I would look into that as well. It's called being a bookkeeper for businesses. Very big. I mentioned the next one only because I have a very good friend who's been doing this for quite a while. I was asking him one time, I said, is it any good? And he said, yes. It pays the bills, it pays his rent, light, gas, so and so and so. Once again, he's not excessively rich from this, but it's very big. And that is being a Uber or a Lyft driver. When you look around for how much money you can make as a Lyft or an Uber driver, you'll typically see $35 an hour doing this. When you actually go through the numbers, when you actually look at, I made sure to Google as well, I was looking around, how much do you make as a Lyft or an Uber driver? They say it's 35. However, after the money, the fees that Lyft and Uber take after you have taken a ride, because of course they're a company, so they're also going to take their own cut, and you pay for gas, you pay for petrol, anything else that might come out about it, you end up typically making anywhere from $17, $18 to $25 per hour. This is not terrible. I would suggest if you think this is for you, Google around, look around, see what other people who've been doing it have been saying. There are a lot of people in other countries who have had great success with this. A lot of other places have also had difficulties when it comes to, what's the word? Like cab drivers and doing this. There's a bit of strife between them. However, it is, if you can drive well, and if you have a smartphone, you're pretty much there. You download the app. You can even start today. You put the phone onto the little thing. You have that little thing for the GPS. And it says, do you want to pick this person up? Yes. You go pick them up. I would look into it. It's very good side money. Like there aren't, especially, once again, going back to the topic, we are currently in a space where I think it is very important for you to either, I mentioned before in other videos, start your own business or kind of work for yourself. I think this is only going to continue as the years end up going on. I myself am not expecting a swift economic recovery, as it were. So I think it's time to start thinking of ways that you can work for yourself, be self-sufficient in this way, or simply not have as much dependence on a boss coworker, as you probably currently may have. Another one, really funny, is a food photographer. And I mentioned this, I'm pretty sure I mentioned this in another video before. I had the friend who was doing this job. Restaurants usually have a very bad time when it comes to doing their own social media platforms, taking photos. It's a very big thing, and I'm pretty sure you've noticed when I'm going out with my friends to go eat somewhere, and we see that you type in the name of the restaurant, you click on images, like you pop up one of the images, you click on it, and the images look terrible. You don't want to eat there. It looks gross. I don't want to eat that. Like people take it in dimly lit light. However, if you have someone actually doing it for you, it brings in a lot more business. Like we've gone to places to eat simply based off of their photos. This is one of the easier ones because there's no experience required at all. If you, once again, have had to have an Instagram, if you know how to hold your phone steady and take a proper photo, you are already in the running for it. You can usually get anywhere from 15 to 25. It says per hour when you look online for it, but it's not even per hour because usually you're just kind of managing their social media platforms. And it takes 3 minutes to post. It's the truth. It's really good. Like, there are just a lot of places that need photography in general, but also photography for their food that they're trying to sell. If you can take really good photos and make their food look good, they'll appreciate it. You'll get paid for it. And sometimes, not all the time, don't rely on this. They usually give you free food as well as like a thank you for keeping them in business. So this is also a very big incentive as well. Tying directly into that is a social media content manager. You really have to understand a lot of people, and I'm sure we have that friend or that family member or that whatever who just simply does not do well with social media and can't simply do it themselves. You maintain their social media accounts. Once again, 15 to 25 per hour. This is a major business right now. Like, there are entire like companies that like, I mean, they tend to go for the companies tend to go for the, you know, like the beautiful models who are on a beach somewhere and they kind of sign them on. But social media is not going away anytime soon. If you can create connections with people to start building up this social media, not a platform, but like be able to show people what you can do. And also just simply going up to companies and stores and stuff like that and saying, hey, can I manage your social media for you? It's not difficult at all. Just gonna throw that out there, especially if you know how to deal with social media platforms. This could be the side job for you. The next one is yoga instructor. And I only mention this one because not only can it be physical, i.e. in front of you, there's a huge amount of people right now who are doing yoga training online. Once again, I'm sure you all know what's transpired the last couple of months. A lot of people are totally okay with taking yoga classes online. And it has something to do with them being able to, it's two things actually. Being able to have you train them through a tablet or a TV, however they have the connections and stuff like that. But also people, another idea, people like to watch these videos as far as like what to do, how to so and so. And so this could also start the beginning of your YouTube career, being a yoga instructor. I used to go to yoga classes many years ago, and I remember most classes are around a good 5 to 10 people. The trainers do the classes around every 2 days, or even sometimes just twice a week, which I think is like a bit of a shame because I think it would be totally fun if they did it every other day because you can probably make a lot more money. You tend to make around $10 to $20 per person who is actually in that class. So on any given day, if you have 5 people in your class that you're doing for 30 minutes, 45 minutes, you're making a good $50 to $100 and something for that 1 hour of just doing something that you already know how to do. Of course, it takes years to master yoga. But if you find yourself interested by yoga, you can also become a yoga teacher. It's a very big thing. I think the cheapest I've ever seen yoga for was, I think, $5. And that class had like 40 people inside of it. It was just completely obscene how many people were actually there in that yoga class. But it's definitely good money. It's also something, once again, that's also online and also something that you can also create content for people to actually do as well, because online content. I don't know if you're getting the theme of this channel as far as building your own online business. Another thing is called Taskrabbit. And it's not just Taskrabbit exclusively. There are many different websites that are similar, that are something like this. For Taskrabbit, as the name might entail, you do tasks for people. You have to be over 18, of course. You have to have, for Taskrabbit, you have to have a US Social Security number. You have to pass a background check. That's because you're going to be doing stuff usually in people's homes, and they probably want to make sure that you're not out there. What happens is people pretty much contact you with things that they need to get done. You are not obligated to do these things. Someone's like, scrub my feet, and you're like, I don't want to scrub your feet. You can simply say no to these things. They contacted you with things that they simply don't want to do. They ask you, can you help me move some furniture? Can you clean something for me? Can you fix something that's broken in the house? Can you drive me somewhere? Can you install something for me? Can you hang this on the wall? There's a lot of things on Taskrabbit. When I looked around for things on Taskrabbit, people typically say they make anywhere from $25 to $100 per hour. I assume the $100 or if it gets really kind of out there. But even making $25 per hour, just simply moving couches, obviously if it's too strenuous, don't say so. You will probably know this beforehand. It's not simply like if you are a normal mover and someone's like, hey, I need all this stuff moved, and you're just moving couch after couch. If it's okay, you clearly need to say yes to it. But 25 to 100 per task is absolutely amazing. Definitely look into it, because I'm pretty sure there are probably even some really weird, funny things that people need done, because humans are odd and we like really weird things sometimes. Yes, moving on from TaskRabbit. This is another really weird one. You can be a professional organizer. I thought this was a joke. It's a completely real thing. You make around $20 to $25 per hour on this. You pretty much help people who need help organizing their files, need organizing their work, sometimes even organizing their house. Not cleaned, but organized. They want things in a specific place at a specific time in a certain way. You're not going to be dusting around. You're going to be simply organizing things. And I think this also maybe goes into the exact same way. I read, and I didn't have it on the list, jobs as far as like being like a feng shui artist and stuff like that. Like people want certain things a certain way inside of their house. They usually, a lot of people don't have organizational skills. So if you are able to provide this for them, they'd be very happy for your actual skills. Yeah. Like it's so weird how many crazy odd jobs there actually are out there. Like there's so many people. I don't think I have it on here. No, like you can be like have you heard of being like I think it's called like a secret shopper or like a secret supermarket shopper. Like there are apps you can download. This isn't one on the list. There are apps you can download where pretty much you go into a supermarket and you see if things are priced correctly, and if they're overpriced, or you buy things and you check and see within that one supermarket if the workers are friendly to you. It's very weird, but this is also a job. You can find videos on it online. Like, and I don't mean like a personal shopper as far as like people like shopping for rich people. Like I mean like you go into supermarkets. Like you look to see if things are clean, if things are okay, if things are so and so, and then you write about your experience in the supermarket. Like whoever thought that would be a job? Like can you imagine like 15 years ago asking a friend, what do you want to do when you get older? I think I want to shop around supermarkets. Like you would look at them like they're completely insane, but this is also still a job. Moving on, and I think this one is big, but it's not for everyone. You can be a caregiver. There's massive demand for this right now. As you may have guessed or seen, we actually have a rapidly aging population. There are not a lot of young people or people in general who find it cool or amazing to care for other people when they may be sick or need help. Not saying caring for people in the current situation that's going on right now. You know what I'm talking about. I mean, as far as, actual being an actual caregiver. All around the world, there's a huge demand for jobs like this right now. A lot of people simply aren't choosing to do these jobs because, once again, they don't find it cool. The numbers range depending on, I have no actual numbers for you as much as a caregiver can actually make. However, it is a side job. You are not required to do this all the time. They make, I think, pretty okay money. You can even do this on the weekends if you're looking for a part-time job or a side job in any way. This also can be something. Once again, it's not for everybody, but what have you. The next one is being an online tutor. This is also very big. I've gone over this before. You can teach kids math, art, languages. I Googled around. You can be an online tutor for teaching people how to make tea. Like legit, like you can teach people how to make tea online. There are like tea masters and stuff like that. I had to look it up because I thought it was fake. I kept on seeing people talking about like being an online teacher for tea. No, it's an actual thing. There are tons of people who know all about tea, all the things about tea, and they know how to pour it correctly, what temperature to have it at, and yeah, probably more on the side of what people are probably going to go for as far as being a teacher, math, language, studies, language, what have you, so on and so forth. You can usually make around a good 20 plus per hour. It does obviously, like many things, require a good amount of patience. Not many people can do jobs like this. However, this is huge. Things online right now are taking off. They're going to continue to take off. There's not going to be a rise. There's not going to be a lack in demand of people who are looking for things online. And as we become more digital and things become more digitized and people are looking for more digital ways to do things online, I don't know how to end that sentence. Online tutors are going to continue to be a thing for as long as we have the internet. Just the truth. You can be an online juror, which is also another really fun one. Pretty much, there are attorneys who are seeking people. They have a case that's going on, and they want to have like a mock trial, kind of go on to see if how it could potentially go. This can also be done from home. This is not it can be, I assume maybe it's also a physical job, but this can also be done at home. Look it up. Being an online juror. Not the most lucrative. Once again, you got to understand you're also doing like a mock trial, like it's not actually someone like on the actual stand. When I looked around for people talking about being an online juror, you can make anywhere from 5 to 150 per hour doing this. I assume the 150 is like it's a really intense case. Maybe it's kind of like one of the other things we were talking about before in another video where, as you build up, the word is in character. Like if people know that you've done a good job before in other tasks, they end up calling you back again for this job. It could be fun. I'm not gonna lie, I kind of thought about contacting some things and seeing if I could be an online juror. Just to like I want to see what the attorneys have as a court case that they're asking for my opinion on, because you might get some really weird Netflix type of stuff. Anyway, and the last thing on the list is to be an online notary. If you've ever had anything notarized, you probably know it's a little annoying because you go there with a piece of paper and you say, hey, I need this notarized. And they go, okay. And they take out a stamp, they stamp it, they write their name on it, and they go, okay, that's $125. And then you go, all you did was stamp it and write a line in paper. And they go, yep, I'm a notary. Online notaries make anywhere from $75 to $200 per job. Jobs aren't difficult. You pretty much notarize and authenticate that this has happened. People need this for any type of whatever document they may need the notary to actually help them for. This is probably something, if you already are at home, find yourself at home, and you feel like this would be something that floats your boat or goes right up your alley, because I don't look into it. I don't think it's an incredibly difficult job. I think you may have to take like a test to being able to actually notarize these things. It can't just be anybody. But making $75 to $200 per job is incredible, because jobs won't last a week. They may only last 30 minutes, probably less than an hour. I don't think I've ever seen anyone get something notarized or had something notarized or want something notarized that took over an hour to do. And even if it did take an hour and you're making 75 for it, you still made 75 an hour. That's absolutely incredible. I found a couple of other things that I don't have any numbers. I have nothing else for them. But I wrote a list because I thought they were just interesting. Other side jobs that you were able to do is be a color expert. You're also, you can be an online dating ghostwriter. So I assume that has to do with people who are online dating and you write their profiles for them. Interesting, because I feel like I would like to hear directly from them and not a ghost writer. You can be a bingo manager. Also saw this a lot of places. You can be a veterinary acupuncturist. I don't know many dogs or cats that would allow you to continuously poke them over and over, but apparently this is also a side job. You can be a bed warmer. Apparently when I read about it, there are people who want their beds warm before they get in it. I personally would find that a bit gross, because I feel like the person would be like sweating in the bed before I got in it. And I don't mind a cold bed. Like it warms up in 18 seconds. I think it's fine. I feel like being a bed warmer is probably like a rich people person job. Like I want someone else to lay in my bed to me. Like normal people don't have bed warmers. That might be that may be incredibly lucrative. If you feel like it is part of your spirit that you want to be I almost said a bed warmer. A bed warmer, by all means, Google it. Look it up for, You can also be a body for hire at weddings. This is also a very real thing as well. You pretty much get hired by people who assume that a lot of people will not be at their wedding, and you become a person at their wedding. And I'm pretty sure it even goes as far as like I'm sure it could go as far as you making a toast. And you talking about how long you've known these people. I'm not going to judge anyone's life. If you want body for hires at your wedding, by all means. Also, if you think that would be there's so many there are movies made about this kind of job. I didn't think it was real. It's totally real. There are also body for hires at like funeral services. That's also a very big thing. You go there and stand. Another job. Once again, these are part of the not recommended list. Like the other stuff I was telling you before with the numbers are like the actual real things. These are just the weird things that I found. Another one is a snuggler. There are people who will pay you to snuggle with them because they want to be snuggled. You can be a decoy executive. Google that one. That's also a very fun one. You appear at meetings and you appear at events and you appear at conferences as an executive for a company or for anything. Like you just pretend to be someone who's really rich. Like, you know how this world is very weird that we have all these jobs. Like there's a job to be a fake executive at events. I don't think our ancestors would have liked this. Like, I feel like our ancestors would have been a little annoyed working on the railroads and the steel mills and the coal mills, mines, you know, where our ancestors worked. And we have jobs like being a fake executive or a snuggler. Like, imagine telling one of your ancestors from 200 years ago, and they're like, what do you do? I'm a snuggler. It's a little... You can be a shot girl, or I assume a shot boy. That one is pretty much you walk around giving people shots at parties. And the last one, which I don't know if this pays well, but it sounds like it could be kind of fun. Is a cruise ship entertainer, where I assume you are entertaining people on. If you've never been on a cruise before. One, go on a cruise, they're incredible. Two, cruises always have these like movie nights and like, not plays, but like these entertainment nights where people are flipping on the stage and dancing around. So I assume that's what a cruise ship entertainer is. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24. 24 different side income jobs. What have you, 13 of them were a bit more realistic than the other ones. But listen, I know there's one person watching this right now. There are 12 people watching this right now. One of them is going to become a color expert. One of them is going to become an online dating ghostwriter, a bingo manager, a veterinary acupuncturist, a bed warmer, a body for hire at weddings, a snuggler. Listen, I'm not knocking it. If you can make money from it, go for it. A decoy executive, a shot. I love the decoy executive. A shot girl or cruise ship entertainer. Make the money any way you can because it's all about the long term of being able to have extra money to invest. I sincerely do hope that you enjoyed this incredibly weird video. Hope that you all are having a great day. I'm like stirring my tea as I'm talking to you. Hope you're all having a great day, a great morning, a great afternoon, a great evening, wherever you are, wherever you might be. I hope that it's absolutely fantastic. Thank you all once again for watching and or listening. And I will most certainly be talking to you all soon. See you.